to drink this morning. If not, please make sure. At the moment, we're streaming live on Facebook at Neesim TV /FM. Neesim TV /FM on Facebook. You can also find us live on YouTube at Neesim TV. Welcome to Neesim Bekaali on Neesim TV and Radio 100.1 FM. I am Queen Classy Ruhia Bekaali Pawini. It's always a pleasure to have you tune in our TV, radio, online. It's always a pleasure to have you and have you as our guest as well. We love that you can always get interactive with us. That is why we urge you to send messages to our text line, your views, comments, and any other matter you want to share with us via WhatsApp on our text line 0550-558-800. This morning we are starting powerful. Just as you need it. Right after inspiration, weather updates. To tell you what the weather will be looking like.
My baba dey my body. I never dey holla for my money. I call on my body.
And also bring you the news segment. Look at what is happening in Ghana and around the world. The segment. Did have the president encounter with the president and journalists in the country. The people segments were concerned as to the number of journalists who would also be who. Okay, all right. So we'll get into that conversation as well. Then after we'll be looking, at the encounter that happened yesterday at the presidency, where the president and then journalists and media personalities as well. And so we'll be getting into that. I'll be bringing you excerpts of the speech, and we're having a bite on them as and when we have to. So Neesim Bekaali, this is what we have for you this morning on Neesim TV and Radio 100.1 FM. Let's not forget, today is Damba. Tiyumpale. Yeah. Tiyumpale.
You say nah.
Nah. You're getting it. I'm teaching you well.
But who? Come on.
You're learning.
Who is
I'm a
taking
good
that
teacher.
shine?
No, I am a good
taking
teacher.
that shine
Give me
this
that.
morning?
I am a good teacher. You're a good student. You're learning.
I'm a good student. I accept that fact, but
Oh my God, you're a good student.
oh wow,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Tiyumpale.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are ya?
I'm great, and yourself?
Quite okay. Quite
It's a
okay.
beautiful
Thursday morning. Today is the 11th day of September. Charlie, they just the run
It
on.
just go like that.
Oh my goodness, I tell
And
you.
this is why I use the opportunity to wish my beloved Thursday borns happy Thursday going on to all of you. It's a beautiful day. Thursdays are special days. If you are that's why I have the sound.
Yeah, Santua.
If you are too, they are good people. They're good people. So let's go out there. Let's show the world how powerful we are. Let's celebrate the day. You don't wait for it's your birthday, even on your day born as well. You still can't celebrate. But we are doing this, and we are doing this by sharing the link. So please go to Facebook, go to YouTube, go and like on Facebook, share, place your comments there. Go to YouTube, subscribe, and then also place your comments and share. These are the three rules. I just want to like, place your comments and share, like your comments and share,
Follow and subscribe.
follow and then subscribe, follow, like, place your comments and share, follow, like, place your comments and share. subscribe, like, leave your comments, and share. It's simple. This is the way you can also help spread the good work we are doing here. You have the opportunity to listen to us via radio. Listen, please pick up your phone. That phone that you have, it's for a purpose. It's for you to also connect your well. You get it. So let's do that. Let's do that on the social media handles, and then we go, because what we have for you is because you are enjoying it. It's not nice. No. Yeah.
Hello, others.
Unless others also enjoy it. Yes.
That's fine. Wonderful. But today's Damba, and continuing a beautiful one. Looking colorful.
Yeah, you look somebody is looking up at it.
Looking up.
And I think that the colors I think some of the colors will say you look dead.
Yeah, you look dead. Okay, so we must admit, Michael, that yesterday we have some color on the TV.
Yeah.
So we should let listeners and
viewers also know that. Yeah.
And that's should just hold on for us. But certainly, anytime we go, you know that we come back even stronger, because it's definitely an upgrade. It is some system upgrade we are doing. We're working on it. So please bear with us. Just to hear, maybe by the end of
close of the day, we should set things to get back.
Sincerely apologize, for that, but just hold on. When we come back, it's gonna be back to back. We're serving you. So in the meantime, let's just do radio and online Facebook Neesim TV/FM on Facebook, also on YouTube Neesim TV. I am here, Bekaali, Queen Classy, Tawani, Michael Yushimi, aka Mickey One, and Dynamic. You ready to bring us inspiration?
Yep, we're good to do inspiration.
Let's have it.
So this morning, my inspiration is entitled "The True Significance of Being a Northerner in the Spirit of Damba." It's a good morning. Today, as the sun rises over the northern skies, we are reminded that being a Northerner is not just about where we come from. It is about who we are, what we carry, and the greatness we represent. The Damba Festival is not just a celebration of dance, drumming, and tradition. It is a mirror that reflects the true essence of a Northerner: courage, unity, dignity, and resilience. To be a Northerner is to be a custodian of rich history, a history that reminds us that our forefathers were not ordinary men and women. They were builders of kingdoms, keepers of culture, defenders of dignity, and promoters of peace. Through the Damba, we celebrate the birth of leadership, the continuity of tradition, and the strength of community. The true significance of being a Northerner is knowing that in our diversity of tribes and tongues, we are united by one drumbeat, the drumbeat of identity and pride. We may speak Dagbani, Mampuli, Gonja, Guruni, but when the Damba drum sounds, we move as one people. So this morning, let the spirit of Damba remind you that you are not small. You are part of a people of greatness. You are not forgotten. Your culture is a light for generations. You are not weak. You carry the same resilience that has kept our traditions alive for centuries. Let us walk today with the dignity of our chiefs, the wisdom of our elders, and the pride of our heritage. Let us show the world that being a Northerner is not just a name, it is an honor, a responsibility, and a blessing. As we celebrate Damba, may we rise as one voice, one people, one destiny, because when the Northerner rises, he does not rise alone. He rises with his people, his culture, and his history. Good morning, and may your day be as powerful as the beating of the Damba drum. Have a wonderful Damba festival.
Like a sickly woman, coco, in my body. I never did wonder, never worry. My baba dey my body. I never dey holla for my money, I call on my God. Oh. I never dey wonder, never worry. My baba dey my body. I never dey holla for my money, I call on my God. Oh. My people.
And this morning we're drawing inspiration from our very own festival, Damba Festival, Michael.
Yeah.
Great one there. Thank you so much for doing this. Quite wonderful, you know. You know, you can't just. Let me choose my words carefully. You, yes, it is all inspiration around us, but the way you use it, you know, the way you have something out of it,
Yeah, love it.
amazing.
Oh, oh. That's a
So let me clap for you.
Wow. That's just you see, inspiration is when the people can relate.
Yeah,
Inspiration
you know, yeah.
is when it's really how do we call it? It's closer to the people. The people can touch. The people can feel. The people can relate, and that's what is inspiration. If you bring abstract inspiration, sometimes works, but I believe that tangible inspiration really works faster and have direct impacts on people. We are thoughtness. That's what sometimes I look at. I look at what are some of the things that people are really into, and then we carve something out of it. We bring something out of it to let the people know, hey, we are celebrating Damba, but what is the true identity of the Northerner? What makes the Northerner stands different, and that's what we bring. And sometimes I am it makes me learn so much, so many things that I actually didn't in fact know as well. So it's quite a great in the fact that it's inspiration for all of us. It's inspiration for me as well, and being a how do we call it, a self-imposed not oh adopted not.
Yeah, adopted.
Right? Adopted, not now, right? Yeah. I so much also partake in that feeling of being. I don't know, sometimes it gives me that vibe. Yeah.
You can adopt your dog.
You can adopt me, unless my people don't come in. And then there's one war.
Interesting, but thank you so much. I think we should do weather now. Yesterday we did bring weather, right?
Yeah, yesterday we didn't bring weather.
Oh,
yeah.
So today we'll bring
But
you
we'll
weather.
bring weather. Let's take a breather and bits, then come back for the weather.
Okay, all right. So
Right.
there you have it. Just give us a minute. Just in a jiff, we'll bring you weather update on the show.
No money, homie, you all wanna get it be my call. You are listening to me. So when you see me rolling on your block, it be my call. Like a sickly woman, go in my call. I never dey wonder, never worry. My baba dey my body. I never dey holla for my money, I call on my God. I never dey wonder, never worry. My baba dey my body. I never dey holla for my money, I call on my God. My people, let me hear you say, be coco for my God. Be coco, be coco, be coco. Be coco for my God. My people, let me hear you say, be coco, be coco, be coco. Be coco for my God. I go dey shocky for my God, I soto for my God, I go shokoto for my God, I go dey shocky for my God, I soto for my God, I go shokoto for my God, there's nothing I no go fit afford. See me rocking my Balenciaga for my God, and by His grace, there's no belly I no go be run. Me on the beat and I dedicate it to my God. Hey, I feel His goodness and His mercy from New York to New Jersey. No matter what I they want, I they get it from my God. I feel His goodness and His mercy from New York to New Jersey. No matter what I they want, I they get it from my God. My people, let me hear you say, be coco, be coco, be coco for my God. My people, let me hear you say, be coco, be coco, be coco, I go dey shocky for my god, oh. I go to for my god, oh. I go show photo for my god, oh. And I go dey shocky for my god, oh. I go to for my god, oh. I go show photo for my god, oh. Yeah, baby. Be on the beat, you, love me, no matter be coco from my road.
And that is EL's Coco. This is more like a throwback because this song was released somewhere, the 2014, 2015, thereabout. Of course, it's the first day, so you may expect some throwback Thursday as well. Thank you, Michael, for bringing us that powerful inspiration. Are we through with weather now? Okay, then let's do weather.
All right. So quickly, let's check out the weather updates this morning, and we should expect some early hours of morning. Of the morning will be dominated by variably cloudy weather over most places in the country, with mist and fog patches forming over the hilly and forest areas. A few cases of drizzles or slight rains are anticipated to affect portions of the coast and the inland areas. However, the afternoon period is expected to be mostly sunny, with periodic clouds cover over the entire country, with the possibility of thunderstorms and rain occurring over parts of the northern and transition belt later on in the day. Today, quickly, the specifics we have. Yendi is going to be partly cloudy this morning with the highest temperatures of about 24 degrees Celsius. Later on in the afternoon, temperatures would rise to 32 degrees Celsius, and it's going to be very cloudy in the evening. We should expect some thunderstorms and rains in there. It's 30% chances of thunderstorms and rains, and with the highest temperatures of about 28 degrees Celsius. Tamale is going to be partly cloudy this morning with the highest temperatures of about 24 degrees Celsius. You should expect some intermittent sunny weather later on in the afternoon with the highest temperatures of 32 degrees Celsius, and it's going to be mostly cloudy later on in the evening with the highest temperatures of about 28 degrees Celsius. Bali is going to be very cloudy this evening. This morning is going to be very cloudy with the highest temperatures of 22 degrees Celsius, sunny intermittently in the afternoon with the highest temperatures of 30 degrees Celsius, and in the evening it's going to be mostly cloudy with the highest temperatures of 27 degrees Celsius. Damango is going to be also very cloudy this morning with the highest temperatures of 21 degrees Celsius. In the afternoon it's going to be sunny intermittently with 30 degrees Celsius, highest temperatures to be recorded. In the evening, the weather is going to be mostly cloudy with the highest temperatures of 27 degrees Celsius. Bolgatanga today is going to be partly cloudy this morning with the highest temperatures of 22 degrees Celsius. Sunny intermittently later on in the afternoon with the highest temperatures of 32 degrees Celsius, and you have 28 degrees Celsius temperatures to be recorded later in the evening. And it's going to be you should be expecting some thunder showers, thunderstorms there. Thunderstorms, 40% chances of thunderstorms and rain in there at Bogatanga. Nalerigo is also going to be partly cloudy this morning. Highest temperatures of about 24 degrees Celsius, sunny intermittently with a 32 degrees Celsius. Highest temperatures to be recorded. 40% chances of thunderstorms and rains in there for Nalerigo, and with the highest temperatures of about 28 degrees Celsius. And while we wrap it up, it's going to be also very cloudy this morning with the highest temperatures of about 21 degrees Celsius. Later on, the temperatures will rise up to 30 degrees Celsius. It's going to be sunny intermittently, and you have 30% chances of thunderstorms and rains in there with the highest temperatures of about 27 degrees Celsius. And that's how the weather will be like. So we should be expecting some rain activities for the morning and through to afternoon. It's going to be quite clear in the northern parts, but in the evening we should be expecting some rain activities in the areas of Boko and Avrongo, that's Wa, Tumu, and its environment, some parts of Bole, some parts of Tamale, Yendi as well. We should be expecting some rainy activities there as well. And that's the weather update for
Okay.
today.
All right.
Looking for someone to take your sorrows all away. One to hold you tight and say everything's gonna be okay.
Well, what did I
We'll
do?
fight,
Running on down and every
Oh, Coco is also an inspirational song.
be a brighter day, brighter day, brighter
We're
day.
live on Neesim Bekaali on Neesim Radio 100.1 FM online as well Neesim TV/FM on Facebook, on YouTube Neesim TV. Our WhatsApp, just leave us a message on there as well on 0550-558-8000. We're getting into the newspaper review segment. Is that right, Michael? But a lot has happened. Today is number. Yesterday we're elsewhere in town, and we saw the beautiful, smart and
Yeah,
beauty of tradition.
tradition,
We saw some chiefs who going to what palace?
that's the Gopena's Palace. Gopena's Palace.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
really beautiful. Yeah. Most of the time, that's how it is.
Once a week, we saw some, walking to the palace, and
Yeah.
then I'm like, okay, this chief wants to exercise, I get that. But I just say, oh, why is he walking to the palace? I'm like, why can he not? It is land, why can he not?
You can really
He can
get
decide
right.
to do what, but beautiful. But today we see the climax of Damba Festival. Damba Festival. And yes, this year has been great.
This year has been quite attention. Yeah, the attention given to it has been quite there. And so if we can be doing this year in year out, people would nowadays festivals are being celebrated in a way, or people are their festivals in a grand style. So initially it's revolves around the custodians and the people, the sides of that are celebrating. But now it cuts across. We have people traveling all the way from the diaspora coming in to celebrate or to witness some festivals, and that's how you used to sell your culture. That's how you used to sell your identity. And for the past listening now, that's how it has been for some other culture. You go to the Asante Kingdom, and even the Apasidede do. Apasidede was the actual festival, but Apasidede do sometimes you see the diaspora coming in, keeping it to come and have the experience and the great culture they celebrate. And so if we can know some of those things, if we can follow them, if you can involve, invite and that's into
our celebrations, and then see how we can get the wealth to get to know. We have a great rich culture, like beautiful. Yesterday, you see the smokes coming out, and you see ladies. I was really watching when we were going. I was really watching. You see ladies, even during their things, not really, but they wear the smokes, and it looks so beautiful. You don't get to see it that way. You don't get to see it that way, but this is a true definition of culture, and that's them. So we have to let it go out there. We have to let the people get to know. People get to know so that they celebrate with us, and the revenue that it will bring in into us, and then business is So it helps and brings development and all this stuff. And so let's look at it. Today, let's celebrate it, and most importantly, as we're celebrating it, let's celebrate it peacefully. Let's celebrate it devoid of any retaliation, let the Scott. That's why we say it's a new year. We are celebrating. Let the old go. Let a new phase start. Okay, now that's not a way you're going to be settling scores and all those stuff. Let's make it beautiful so that when it's time, people will love to travel from the world across the world to come in and see and to come and witness and also enjoy what we do here. So yeah, basically.
Yeah, basically that is just about it. Gamba Festival happened yesterday. We did have something that we're going to be bringing out but so if we are able to, we will do. So let's get into the news because now it's Pacific Olympics Radio 100.1 also online Facebook, TV, Spotify, YouTube, TV. Let's do it. Let's start with the fact.
Alright, so let's start with the hawk newspaper this morning.
he's saying, Federal Markings constituency. He's still working. As for him, what he said is good, and he's still working. Abroad should just go and say something, and it becomes a distance. Today he's in Black Maria.
Oh, Abronia is about statement.
It is about statement against the president and also Duncan Williams, and then he spoke against Duncan Williams, but I don't think it's the Duncan Williams factor. The IGP, he spoke against the IGP as well.
Who has been slated for a number of things, including money laundering?
Abronia.
Yes.
Money laundering. It was a statement. Well, the police, the police actually hasn't come out with an official statement.
I saw something like that yesterday in the news.
But he has been sent to court. I think he has been sent to court. Yeah, he has been sent to court. But it was actually because of especially the IGP. He spoke against the IGP. He spoke against the president, and then also recently he's also spoke against Duncan Williams, the Archbishop, as well. So those are so you see, that's what Bawumia is saying. Bawumia is the one talking. I'm not the one saying. Yeah, I'm just interpreting the newspapers.
So that's about it for the Daily Guide newspaper.
Okay.
We move to the Ghanaian Times.
The Ghanaian Times this morning: fire raises 8 houses, a warehouse at Latavia
Koshi. Is really sad.
That's really part one there, and then struggling SOEs need government intervention. I see you. The page 11, the economy expands 6.3% in quarter 2 of 2025. That's page 14. Holds more for you. And then biodiversity distraction. Ghana loses 520 million US dollars annually. That's UNDP report coming in page 12 of the Ghanaian Times this morning.
So imagine all these monies that we lose if we're able to actually get them into our system. Oh yeah. Anyway, the Daily Graphic this morning, the 200 corruption-related cases under investigation. That is page 4.
Yeah, the president mentioned.
Page what? Yeah, 46. Yes.
The president mentioned
it yesterday during the media encounter. Suicide cases rise. 175 deaths in 6 months in 2025. It could be more. These are just the ones reported. It could be more. 100. So this is something we should look at, Michael. Suicide cases on the rise. 175 deaths in 6 months in 2025. Page 13 has more details on there for you on this one. Economy grows 6.3% in second quarter, driven by services and industry. Page 13 has more for you there. The big one there on the Daily Graphic News front page this morning: a fight against Galamsey, state of emergency, last resort. That is President John Dramani Mahama speaking, and yeah, he did say that yesterday. He said, look, there are avenues for us to, let's exhaust, all the avenues that we can.
The avenues,
legally use. That is arresting people, finding them, and all of that.
And for how many years?
The state of emergency should be the last.
No, for how many years now? That's my concern. For how many years now? Was he in this country?
Michael,
when was it TUC?
If we want to do a state of emergency,
yes,
we still have to. We have to first of all ascertain it.
Ascertain what?
Because it's not just one area. We're looking at various areas.
We have them. We have them mapped out.
Yes, okay. Exactly. So if you're going to declare a state of emergency in areas where Galamsey activities are ongoing, you know what a state of emergency means. It means everything comes to a halt in those areas.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, in those specific areas where today we have blue water guards. We have blue water guards going there. Ongoing.
Yeah. So it has to be carefully thought through.
No, you see, that's what Max was the president in this country.
He's always
when I think TUC labor
Labor
union,
Union?
UTAC, is it UTAC also?
Yeah, one
Went
of
on
it, one of it.
were on government for this state of emergency. It was an Akufo-Addo for this state of emergency
Yeah, that,
because of the devastating nature of galamsey activities in this country. Did he come out to say that there are other avenues still available? You guys, sometimes you speak to the people, you let the people get to know some of the things that you come to do. You
but
come
he did
then
elaborate on it, so maybe perhaps no will listen to
so
him.
we'll listen to him,
Yeah.
but I believe that the alternatives you are talking about, we've used them over and over and over and over again. It seems not to be working.
So it's time for real action. Yeah.
It's time for real action. It's not working. Others are even calling for shoot and kill, like all those stuff. It's not working. The blue water gun, we have military people going on, and the people are fighting these military men. Blue water guard. No. What? The blue water guard, they can fight more than the soldiers. The military, they can fight more than the military.
See,
Oh, I'm really disappointed. Like
the Chronicle. The Chronicle.
the Chronicle.
Don't worry, you'll be fine.
Agora West delegates rally behind Barney Champo. The military invade Mansour in Pechuem as a resident flee for safety. And also ex-Niger Delta militant group members arrested for allegedly plotting to embark on kidnapping business in Ghana.
This is serious. Oh. How did they get so confident that they want to do business? Kidnapping business,
we are
Michael.
not. We are not taking.
Kidnapping business. How is kidnapping a business?
Right. It's a business in Nigeria. You see, this kidnapping thing started in way back in Nigeria. They have been. It has been a hub for this thing, this kidnapping stuff.
So this money rituals and whatever they say, it's actually real.
Oh, it's real. It's real. It's really real. It's really real. And this kidnapping thing, it's the others, and even in Ghana now, most of the kidnapping stuff that we see, you record, and if you trace when you trace the background, you realize that some of these people are involved.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And as for them, it is their businesses that it is their business they do. They kidnap the high-profile persons and then keep them in their distance. And then you see they call for this, and when you bring the money and they're able to get away with it, that's a good deal, right?
One thing, no, it's not. One thing about kidnapping is, look, as when you are being blackmailed, right? Bring the money. If no, don't tell the police. I inform the police, and you go through all that shenanigans. You know, as to whether that person would even be saved.
Oh yeah, that sometimes it depends on.
Sometimes you get, they'll still get the money. You will still send the money, and they'll still kill the person.
Yeah, it depends. That one. But we pray that
we pray more, of attention is paid on this, because you can't come and be kidnapping people for business. I mean, what happens to humanity and all sort of things. Oh God, ex-Niger Delta militant group members arrested for allegedly plotting. They should still investigate. They will know more. They will know more. They will know more people.
All right, we'll get there. We'll get there.
They will know more people. However, page 2 and 3 of the Chronicle newspaper has that on there. Their breaking newspaper this morning. Attention at UEW. That's the University for Education whenever, right? Over grass-tag elections. Okay. NDC using state power to target NDP figures.
So you see, it is stated here.
It's stated here clearly. Not the other one.
So it's the same thing.
No, I didn't say it wasn't.
So you understand that this is Bawumia talking.
Yes, it has
When it's
always been
bomb,
him.
yeah,
It has always been him.
yeah.
One day the market set ablaze in Samba Chaos. Oh, I see.
Shift and see
Set
issues.
ablaze. Is it intentional? If it is intentional,
Yeah,
they also did that.
it's a refuel of.
Then they also did that should be dealt with.
I don't know
Identified,
why.
arrested, and be dealt with.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, just yesterday, one person passed, and some police men were being injured. It was a renewed conflict clash between two factions in there, and they've been brought about the passing of one woman, and some injuries were also recorded there. I don't know what it is that here today, here tomorrow there. What kind of Charlie? Well,
556 seized excavators pop up at military camps. Also, the big one, the peacekeeping troops stranded mid-air as Kia MD blocks runway for repairs. Why they didn't know they're kind of? How do you block a? Anyway, I think that'll be all for the news of us this morning. On the show, Neesim Bekaali on Neesim TV and Radio 100.1 FM. It's some 23 minutes after 8 a.m. and you're still here with us. We appreciate you so much. We'll take a breather now also, and we'll come back and we'll get into the conversation of President John Dramani Mahama's meeting with the press yesterday at the presidency. Sorry, I beg your pardon. There's a lot to look into and a lot to go down on that side as well. Neesim Bekaali on Neesim TV. We'll hear Bekaali. Michael Iyeshenu will be back, ladies and gentlemen.
054-9096537 Barkat Bole Alhaji Mark Motors inside Senya House.
And yet the night will be dry. Hold on to your face. There will be a bright
Expect accesses kan jemo. Dinga ban ku har babur products. To kwar machine ma ku har dye. Ku har kala diamond ma, olive oil, spirits, machine ma dinga ma, dry loss ma za to ku har le. Ku har tana ma. Ka ku har olive oil ma. Ku har machines ma kala shapra kamanda. It's a baba you bought when Shakan, Barbara products when Shakan, Captain of Function at Pyong, or your own yellow. Pyong, Tilamana Salazes, Kakwa Salazes, Nima, Kalanchars Ore Kakwa dressing, pencil, Mazasa, brush, head brush, a fee, Ben Shakan, Tabara, when they look leader Ben Shaka, a shall express access still about Kuharale.
I could wear bag of the apple by, and you're a mini bank. Express Katijian, Express Bokwara Bonya Arpam, Babra accessories Kabukwara, Bukwara machines, Unkwara charger, Yashama machine charger and Katiyama Bukwara spirit, Unkwara head dynamo, Kalachara, I'm never no conjunction. Then you are Bapona Ponkana, but there are no Almajune, Inshallah Bekana Benan Ambush Zanta, Empire.
Dadam jahugushe tu karmala jilma kasan kam yicha ko tani na yul abjahugushe ma lalango zo ka wilu business enterprise nyane vo shaba maldu yel bora zaha ayil ketin poles wall clock nima frames bed sheet nima e fresh adin dege ayin za center mat nima anta pa du dzisi min sango anini merna bo banka wilu enterprise ne belu chapolo ay da kamrana about 10 tax round ay te pa overhead ma longni tibjala anyu dirgu zo ko ka pa centramo
temale branch bakarbe Tisho, UNB Bank opposite ma. Akala ni manu ba Antonio to ben yarama sha. Tama mironum baza ben yarama gaisi atukuto kailiza. So akana de ambar she kamanyele ni manu.
Kawilu Business Enterprise, munin chekandu viala.
Agba kamna Kawilu Business Enterprise, katete de aduna chinsi.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Manye Alhaji Abdul Latif, company manye Maltif collection, kware namda nama ni shares, ni shoes, le canvas nama, niema kamdin ya lafi niema. Ni shala ya mengi na katuka mbang ni niema mbongo sha kana malti. Tema ni vjela pam. Sukuru namda nama, za pa tema le makana nchi ni saransima niema, ni simti nama. suit aku bon na chang program be ayen chang interview ka bon na feel yin kem na tonga ka ya suit chale wallahi ka a chang interview ma nam kam tesa ban suma san ta ka asan gina so ay bor ni jela ni shanga dem bala dan da bala kanye ni shanga de yen kena ton pour be yen kelo kam ka nya di twe shi ya kena tomo timi bu kwa ni shanga de yayi aku dat nema to abe nyeso ko yar la part so the location me the beto aku kan na tudu interchema anye panel store building ma panel ma de punu katibi me ami ko borno abe lo kan ka borno te tale nyen anto date number no the number ni 0243 924548 B0242 616653 kasi mami number nye 0243 924548 salamu alaikum
I know I'm good.
Gwamnan yin sala salmi kunya gwam given yala she adala fen tam kalan zu'u adala fen yala soluata abon manin yamma domin zu'un biyan maryama ungwara cirgala ala fen nan gbangban zo doctor ashibta bla direnya Max Z Health and Beauty Clinic babyala tamalngo antabrakar mallah jibsa pamna tilahi tamal te karbe tang duya kakka ban sabla tang ban shelni ama tin jisa shelngo de be Max Z Health and Beauty Clinic nyama batabra stroke karangmalla banan labalagba hal bayna buayi luhnira darmiyo chela te Max Z min tabe susuni de bien man yinde dande soman bala ko punya la feza dalan la nyala ka tabar diabetes shikr doro ko bana jila gumsam tulun ku to amna sorlam yel gola mani bargan sam yan ko do shikurugu sona support dorte ne kidi ne dorte za ama magzad nam la mal majina kara yir dar sal nang banani nang bambisam in yel gar pam sal nang banani hal ay kana kar zain muaka yan yele bamalara du gandale mal dan nashara majina bamal diagnostic majina kar yan yela dammala dan naminna hal yuma nu nyanga ne doro dan swabya nang banana kaba miriyala den yiriza pan na polo na kaba taba Max Z Health and Beauty Clinic nang na kapan na massaging machines in yara machina dang murtasal nang bana baba bambor sakpa to pasharga karyan chiba balere te yasa zal dan shale amma majim kabyan zang in lebaga nang bana kar pataba Max Z Health and Beauty Clinic la maltilahi don kurchua nina polo dote na dota kamdan na handa ka tableji afa ko shenye Max Z kamna Max Z Health and Beauty Clinic antuk bara dota zason kakule to chelba bamal pamadan yetila dana na chibte nang bang bang zo do tza baba ban jek pa makar loso ban nang bana kala chaka sai nang bang kwam pataba on kambo no da sidres be ban bran wata sakara bai le tilato ba ko mal kur doate anto kana Max Z gader wani anta dal sochi ban bla kambiani kan nang na pedicure ne medicure za Max Z Health and Beauty Clinic biela Mariam Hotel nyanga malgam sol dan ko no biskola changto ne biela zan makang malga nu za zo to bada shibta karla maka kul yuna ma ban nan ban nyela 0246 7378 30 ne 020 433-3729. Max Z Health and Beauty Clinic. Home of beauty, home of choice.
Got damnation to the wall. She got me big coco. The place you are don't know. Akwele, give me your tuna. Everywhere for your body.
Niro mala perception, ni sula mala la, ma sula kalare. Wow. Aka to compare. An yor na lambo on la shell. Sula userle. Anto userle biakam. Anto ku userle biakam. Anya biane nege. Anto ku boya. Wuntang ne. Be dapsil man ku nege. Anto ku bage. User panel ma direct do ku ba wuntang ma karzan Atlantic Afrique ne be on. Air condition be on karkan zantile. Wow. Do kwantum ne la la wuntang man. Zanchang yung na page. Karanon wala karkan te power shadow passive nam battery ma ka pa pile yung yusubo karazan viare ya njantizan ba standby beautiful isi be viare njantizan ba standby
once ka ku kana best solar sana inshallah ayan yala ban sha'aw ko yarwa ma
to lembe sha arabiare titir la 5 years warranty on battery so
ay da battery
ay ku da battery no karne to ku ma pro within 5 years anto lapse na katalan lapta ashale.
It means that high to ordinary houses will have needed this huge amount of power but supply nazan rana
anto ku nyango za yenga no za yenga don to rana yile
son to yule na ai naran be shangwa no tan yar shangwa me dan to nan ka gwalci ka be sula na ma bi ka ta install ta te gwalci ban kana ta dira ban sha'o lalaban ma mi ba sa habiya
de kani ai ku yu tatkatan nan nan wannan ma
so kan bor mo no yi lala daptam bandongo ma puuni karmal bukata na gba zaa kana besula nim sane yela ye besula bela direct opposite DVL la mashambala license office once ka kana ni mana anyela nim so ngun yenyele man ku yara ngwa man pala sola zo ya kamza ha abla ba ngum blandam da
JB exclusive one furniture tin nye palang pa bendeng baga ayel pelbo halle ni adu yel bora zang patabu abor la tabo tuma den na parjelen yipolo don na kamata sa tinyela nyem fo shaba bam mande bed yela ni man wedo yela nyema janshi kamande kurse balle kam de tebia na medem kamna JB exclusive one furniture tibara dancing Inti dega tabo
Give me grace, Morning zoom and tablet tabakanima. Give me grace, Yamu wale bokacha and wale punkanima. Give me grace, I love it, come bongo kanima. Give me grace, Robin's it and a number ye kanima. Chulum benim bumni. Bambane demele.
Certainly, this is from one of our very own Flatline titles. This one, Grace. Give me grace. I'm asking for good life. I'm asking for good health. I'm asking for anything good.
Give me grace, Morning zoom and tablet tabakanima. Give me grace, Yamu wale bokacha and wale punkanima. Give me grace, I love it, come bongo kanima. Give me grace, Robin's it and a number.
Yes, so we have grace upon us this morning and on our live. You're live on Neesim Bekaali, on Neesim Radio 100.1 FM online and Neesim TV/FM on YouTube, Neesim TV. I am here with Pink Classy, Michael is here. Michael, we're back from the break.
Yeah.
Yep.
Grace.
Now we're to get into the conversation with the president's encounter with the media yesterday at the presidency, and it was a lot yesterday. And so, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. Let's take a listen. Let's hear the president on the floor yesterday.
Yeah.
In our commitment to responsible resource management for the benefit of all Ghanaians. We've also approved the construction of a second gas processing plant, GPP2, to double our national processing capacity and set the stage for cheaper, cleaner, and more reliable power generation. This landmark project alone is expected to save the country close to $500 million every 2 years, by drastically cutting our reliance on expensive imported liquid fuel. Beyond the cost reduction, it is projected to create over 1,000 direct and indirect jobs. Fuel
Honorable Fifi Fiavi-Kwete.
The president of the GJA and all of you who are here. Fellow countrymen and women, I pledge to be transparent and accountable to the people of Ghana and to keep them abreast with the state of affairs at every juncture in my term of office. I'm pleased to have the opportunity through this media encounter to address the good people of Ghana through you and answer any questions that may be on the public's mind. It's been 8 months since I was sworn into office, and 9 months since you, the people of Ghana, went to the polls and gave me a clear, resounding mandate to lead our country into a new era. Beyond affirming your confidence in the policies and programs we proposed, it was a national reawakening. That December 7th vote was a call not just for leadership, but for a change of direction, for honesty, for accountability, and for a reset. It was for a different kind of governance, one that listens and one that acts, and one that cares. And so on January 7, 2025, when I took the oath of office, I did so with full awareness of the weight of that moment. I knew we had inherited a nation that was tired of excuses by the political elite, weighed down by hardship and yearning for leadership that does not just promise but performs. For the past 8 months, we've demonstrated that we're not here to continue business as usual. We're here to reset Ghana, to restore the soul of our nation, to revive its economy, reignite the spirit of hope and possibility in every Ghanaian. Through our prudent and people-centered economic management plan, we've slashed nuisance taxes, we've rescued our power sector and averted the doomsday crisis, which was handed over to us. We've lowered the exchange rate, eased the burden of doing business, and reduced the cost of living for the average Ghanaian. Inflation has dropped to a record 4-year low, signaling renewed macroeconomic stability. We've made the highest allocation to basic education in nearly half a decade. In health, much needed funds have been released to fund the health insurance scheme. Medical supplies are flowing steadily. Community health delivery is being prioritized, and the Ghana Medical Trust Fund was launched to help Ghanaians bear the cost of treating chronic diseases. Only yesterday, I approved the governing board of the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, which the Honorable Minister of Health will soon inaugurate. A renewed focus on agriculture, particularly through youth-targeted interventions, irrigation expansion, and the revitalization of the Land and Farm Bank project, is positioning Ghana to be food secure and export competitive. We've also laid the groundwork for a digital Ghana through strategic investments in science and technology and innovation through the 1 Million Coders program. These strides are not isolated. They are part of a clear, deliberate national reset that is restoring hope, creating opportunity, and ushering in an era of shared prosperity for all. My comrades, the education sector remains central to our reset agenda, as we firmly believe that the future of our country hinges on an empowered, knowledgeable, and skilled population. And so 3 months ago, I launched the no-fee stress policy, refunding fees to 120,000 first-year students in public tertiary institutions in Ghana. It signaled a decisive break from the painful era when dreams of brilliant but vulnerable young Ghanaians were cut short simply because they could not afford to pay fees, especially at that critical period of admission where they either pay or lose the chance at further education. We're not stopping there. The no-fee stress policy is intrinsically linked to our broader student loan plus policy, which will ensure that no student is left behind in subsequent years of study. Under this policy, students from low-income households will have access to flexible and dignified financing options to complete their tertiary education without the burden of unbearable debt or financial uncertainty. The implementation of the free tertiary education policy for persons with disability has commenced, removing a key barrier to higher learning and affirming our belief that education must be a right and not a privilege for every Ghanaian, regardless of their physical ability. To give life to our commitment to foster a knowledge-based economy, we've established the Ghana National Research Fund with an initial allocation of 50 million cedis. This is a step towards deepening research and innovation across all sectors: science, technology, humanities, and the arts. For far too long, much of the research conducted by brilliant academics has been funded by foreign institutions, with the unfortunate outcome that the intellectual property and findings are often owned abroad. With this fund, we will slowly but certainly reverse that narrative by empowering our own researchers and ensuring that Ghana owns the knowledge and innovations produced by its intellectuals. As part of our commitment to research excellence, we offer full scholarships annually to 5 PhD candidates at every university in Ghana. By investing in our thinkers, we're investing in our future and asserting our intellectual sovereignty. In furtherance of our commitments to inclusion and dignity, we have distributed over 6 million sanitary pads to our girl children in primary and secondary schools to keep them in school and help them end period poverty. Contrary to the widespread misinformation that was circulated before December 7, 2024, the free SHS policy has not only been maintained, indeed it has been strengthened. We've made the highest budgetary allocation in the history of the policy as at now. A staggering 3.5 billion Ghana cedis has been dedicated to the free SHS. We understand that access without quality is inadequate, and that's why we're implementing the decentralization of feeding policy to allow the management of schools to make their own feeding arrangements to provide students with quality meals. Our commitment to foundational learning is equally strong. Basic education has received its highest budget allocation in almost a decade, reflecting our determination to rebuild the educational ladder from the ground up, with 564.6 million allocated so far for textbooks. We're addressing long-standing challenges in the system, particularly those caused by the reduced funding of the recent past. Fellow countrymen and women, we've also turned our attention with equal urgency to the health and well-being of our people. In 2025 alone, the national health budget increased by 13.4%, rising from 15.6 billion Ghana cedis to 17.8 billion cedis, one of the most significant increases in recent years. This bold step reflects our recognition of the urgent need to strengthen Ghana's healthcare system in the face of both domestic demands and global health risks. We've uncapped the NHIL and made 66% increase in funding to the National Health Insurance Scheme from 5.9 billion Ghana cedis to 9.8 billion Ghana cedis in 2025. This is not just a budget line, it's a life-saving commitment. These funds will help expand coverage, improve claims processing, and ensure that every Ghanaian, especially the poor and vulnerable, has access to affordable quality health care. The sudden withdrawal of 156 million in US aid health support, which previously sustained critical programs in malaria, HIV and AIDS, and child health, presented a serious fiscal and public health challenge. In response, we have readjusted our domestic expenditure priorities and ensured that the domestic safety nets are provided to cover the gap that occurred. To further bridge access gaps and enhance service delivery, government is investing over 2 billion Ghana cedis in healthcare infrastructure between now and 2028. This includes an initial 200 million cedis allocation in the 2025 budget to accelerate construction, expansion and modernization of hospitals, clinics and health centers nationwide. Whether in remote rural communities or high-density urban centers, our aim is the same: a health facility within reach of every Ghanaian. Cabinet is awaiting a report from the Honorable Minister of Health on the status and stage of completion of the Agenda 111 hospitals to determine a way forward for their completion. Our approach to economic management goes beyond improving the macroeconomic indicators. It's about making the Ghanaian household feel the impact in their everyday lives. As the popular saying goes, the real economy is not in statistics, but in the pockets of the people. And that is why I take pride not only in the clear signs of recovery and stability, but in the direct relief Ghanaians are experiencing from our economic policies. Today we are seeing a stabilization in the price of goods and services, with inflation dropping significantly from 23.8% in December 2024 to 11.5% in July 2025, the lowest inflation rate recorded since December 2021. But this isn't just about numbers, it's about being felt across markets and homes. The prices of key commodities are falling, and for the first time in years, brands and businesses are actively advertising their price reductions, a sign that recovery is not only real but tangible. Official trade associations have presented data to Parliament that shows that up to 4,500 different items on the market have seen varied price reductions. We've stayed current with our bond repayment obligations. In a significant endorsement of Ghana's economic recovery efforts, global credit rating agencies, S&P Global Ratings, have upgraded Ghana's country credit risk from junk to B- with a stable outlook, reflecting renewed investor confidence and the positive momentum in economic management. To maintain this positive momentum of our economic recovery, we're increasing Ghana's productivity through bold job-creating initiatives, and one of the most transformative among them is our 24-hour economy initiative, a policy that is designed to boost micro and small and medium enterprise, modernize agriculture, and expand employment opportunities across key sectors. This initiative is not just about keeping the lights on longer. It is about unlocking new shifts of productivity, widening access to jobs, and building a resilient, inclusive economy that works for all. Only yesterday, Cabinet approved for onward submission to Parliament the 24-hour authority bill. Already we are seeing key institutions take the lead in actualizing the 24-hour economy vision. The Ghana Publishing Company has transitioned to a full 24-hour operation. The Passport Office and Ghana's foreign missions have also rolled out round-the-clock services to expedite passport processing and improve service delivery. At our ports, both Tema and Takrady are now operating 24 hours to boost trade efficiency and reduce congestion. To guarantee safety within this evolving ecosystem, a dedicated 24-hour economy policing secretariat has been established in the Ministry of Interior to provide continuous security support across the country. These bold steps signal a clear national commitment to building a resilient, inclusive, and job-rich economy. To ensure legal and operational readiness, Cabinet has approved critical amendments to the GIPC Act and the Labour Act, which now include provisions that enable and regulate 24-hour economic activity. These legal reforms will ensure that businesses, investors, and workers alike are supported by a framework that protects rights while encouraging innovation and growth. Complementing this agenda, we have rolled out the Jumara program and the National Apprenticeship program, both of which are expanding pathways to employment, particularly for our young people and artisans. These programs are equipping thousands with the skills, tools, and opportunities they need to succeed in today's job market. Thousands of young Ghanaians are currently undergoing training under the 1 Million Coders program, our bold strategic initiative to build Ghana's digital talent base and prepare our youth for the jobs of the future. This program is equipping participants not just to access digital jobs, but to create sustainable employment opportunities through innovation, entrepreneurship, and global ICT competitiveness. Additionally, in the extractive sector, the Gold Board is formalizing Ghana's gold trade. As of today, gold trading is a reserve for only Ghanaians. This strategic move will help maximize national benefits, enhance transparency, and ensure that the wealth generated from our natural resources is reinvested in our communities and national development. We're also taking decisive action to protect our environment and natural resources from destruction. A dedicated national task force is currently in place actively combating the menace of illegal mining. As a result of their operations, hundreds of excavators, water pumps, and other heavy equipment have been seized, disrupting the networks that have long exploited our lands and our rivers. In addition to enforcement, we are reclaiming what has been lost. 9 forest reserves have been successfully recovered from the grip of illegal miners, restoring these vital ecosystems under state protection. Our Tree for Life initiative is being actively rolled out across the country, targeting the restoration of lands degraded by illegal mining activities. Steps are currently underway to repeal LI 2462 to formalize our commitment to end mining in forest reserves. Let me be clear, since my administration resumed office, not a single license has been issued to any company to mine in our forest reserves. The repeal of LI 2462 is therefore intended just to crystallize in law what we have already demonstrated in practice, which is our commitment to protect these forest reserves. My friends, understand that public accountability and the recovery of looted state resources are at the top of your expectations from my government. And let me assure you, my fellow citizens, that we've not wavered in our commitment for even a moment. Neither have we been complacent. What you are witnessing is not inaction, it is our steadfast adherence to due diligence, due process, and fairness in the pursuit of justice. Yes, our insistence on doing things the right way may afford those who have looted this country some temporary relief, but let me be clear, it will not grant them permanent escape. Across multiple fronts, active pursuits and prosecutions are well underway under the Operation Recover or the Loot. Over 200 cases are under active investigation, with about 80 people interrogated so far. Several prosecutions have begun, progressing steadily and remaining firmly on course. In the Republic versus Edubuan and 3 others, the state has submitted witness statements together with all other documents, and trial has commenced. And the first of 3 prosecution witnesses have been called and have been cross-examined by counsel for the accused person. With the SkyTrain case, for instance, the prosecutors have secured a trial date, as all preliminary matters have been concluded and the trial is set to commence. For the National Service Authority case, due to its expansive nature, charges have been drafted and will be filed as soon as the legal year begins against the following person: the Republic versus Osei Sibe, the Republic versus Erikaku, the Republic versus Gifty Owari. Also for the National Cathedral, we are awaiting a forensic audit from the Auditor General. Additionally, charges have been drafted and are ready for filing in the case of Republic versus Wuntumi and Akunta Mining. The Economic and Organized Crime Office, IOCO, is finalizing its report with respect to Exim Bank transactions. Dockets are in preparation for the buffer stock case and the drip equipment case. Investigations are ongoing into the African Cup of Nations case, the Mart Set case, and approximately 20 other cases currently. Let me be clear, every single case of corruption that needs to be investigated is being looked into. And once evidence is found to ground the prosecution, that will happen and happen swiftly. Looking within, we launched a code of conduct for public officials with an insistence on strict compliance. A high-level working group has been inaugurated to draft a new anti-corruption strategy aimed at strengthening ethical governance and institutional coordination. My fellow citizens, the scourge of Galamsey is receiving much attention. We've established the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, NIMOS, as the Central Operations Command Center coordinating the national fight against illegal mining and its associated environmental degradation. In a coordinated effort across all security agencies and the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, 440 excavators have been seized. Over 1,400 arrests have been made, with suspects awaiting prosecution. Over 300 Shamfang machines have been confiscated and destroyed. Over 900 water pumps seized from illegal mining sites have been handed over to the Ministry of Agriculture for distribution to farmers for irrigation purposes. Of Ghana's 288 forest reserves, 44 had previously suffered varying degrees of destruction from illegal mining. Notably, 9 of those reserves had become no-go zones due to the presence of armed groups. Through the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and with support from the security agencies, we've successfully repossessed all 9 of these red-zoned forest reserves. However, over the weekend, the Jimira Forest Reserve and the Anria Futu section of the Ofinch Shelter Belt was re-invaded by illegal miners after these were handed back to the Forestry Commission. The military is currently working with NIMOS to repossess those reserves and establish a permanent presence in those liberated forest reserves to prevent re-incursion by illegal miners. 980 personnel have been recruited, trained and deployed in the western and savannah regions. They conduct daily operations on major river bodies, serving as community vanguards to ward off illegal mining activities. An additional 1,020 personnel will be recruited and deployed by the end of the year, bringing the total force to 2,000 blue water guards. The next phase will focus on dechemicalizing and restoring our water bodies to their pristine state. Feasibility studies for this critical restoration efforts are currently underway. In collaboration with the Ministry of Transport, the Ministry of Finance, GRA Customs Division and the Ports and Harbours Authority, we've instituted a system for the proactive tracking of all imported excavators and earth-moving equipment from the port of entry. 1,200 excavators are going through the permitting process from the Transport Ministry, clearance from Customs registration with DVLA, and tracking at the Minerals Commission. So far, we've registered 1,015 earth-moving and mining equipment. 647 have been registered and fitted with tracking devices. There are an additional 600 equipment at the port awaiting clearance. An additional 350 tracking devices are expected by September 12, 2025 to enhance this monitoring effort. The Constitutional Review Commission is actively engaging stakeholders across the country, gathering views on how best to shape the future framework of Ghana's democracy. This inclusive approach ensures that voices of citizens, civil society, and institutions are reflected in the evolving constitutional order. Friends, internal security is important for our economic progress. Pursuant to our commitment to improving security, we have earmarked 1 billion Ghana cedis to retool our security agencies. The Ministry of Energy has recently granted a declaration of commerciality for the Eban Akoma oil and gas discoveries in Cape 3 Points, Block 4, confirming their commercial viability. This paves the way for the joint venture partners ENI Vitol, Woodfields, and the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation to proceed with a full plan of development of this oil well. This milestone brings us closer to increased oil and gas production, job creation, and enhanced energy security, reinforcing our commitment to responsible resource management for the benefit of all Ghanaians. We've also approved the construction of a second gas processing plant, GPP2, to double our national processing capacity and set the stage for cheaper, cleaner, and more reliable power generation. This landmark project alone is expected to save the country close to $500 million every 2 years by drastically cutting our reliance on expensive imported liquid fuel. Beyond the cost reduction, it is projected to create over 1,000 direct and indirect jobs, fueling both industry and livelihoods. We can all attest to the fact that the looming threat of Dumsor we inherited in January this year has been averted. Through strategic interventions and swift action, power supply has remained stable across the country, ensuring uninterrupted electricity for households, businesses, and essential services. We've made significant strides in restoring fiscal decentralization. In the past 8 years, only 40% to 50% of the District Assembly's Common Fund was reaching metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies, constraining their capacity to deliver local services. Our government has reversed this trend. District assemblies are now receiving 80% of their allocation directly. Of the 7.57 billion allocated for DACF this year, approximately 6.1 billion has gone straight to local assemblies, with a minimum of 25 million allocated to each MMDA. Already the first quarter disbursement of 987.97 million has been released to kickstart district level development. To ensure focused impact, Cabinet has approved expenditure guidelines for the districts. 25% of the fund is to support design and construction of what we call 24-hour economy model markets. 10% is allocated for health, with a minimum of 2 CHIPS compounds per district. Education, 1 kg, 1 primary, 1 GS block, potable water, at least 10 boreholes, environmental sanitation and school furniture. 7.5% for MMDA administration, monitoring and evaluation, and 20% is allocated to finish and finished legacy projects. Simultaneously, all statutory funds such as 2.03 billion to the National Health Insurance Fund and 2.71 billion to GET Fund, covering NHIS arrears and free SHS, have been released in full, underscoring our commitment to public service delivery and local empowerment. Next week, I'll cut the sword in 3 locations to signal the start of the Big Push program. The first phase understandably covers mainly the road sector. Everyone will admit that over the last 8 years, our road infrastructure has deteriorated remarkably. This year alone, almost 14 billion Ghana cedis of our oil and gold revenues have been earmarked for the Big Push program. Critical road projects such as the Ofankon Sawan road, which were chronically underfunded, have been transferred under the Big Push program and recently received a release of almost 1 billion cedis to ensure speedy completion by the end of second quarter of next year. My media colleagues, our reset agenda remains on course, and I've remained unwavering in my commitment not only to the promise I made to you in the run-up to the 2024 elections, but to the principles of honesty, transparency, and probity and accountability that define good governance. I'm resolute in laying foundations for economic recovery, resetting our institutions to reflect the demands of modern governance and enhanced service delivery for every Ghanaian. I'm driven by a deep determination to see the dreams of our forebears for an economically independent and self-reliant Ghana realized in our lifetime. I'm equally determined to restore Ghana's rightful place as a respected voice and actor on the global stage. With your continued trust and support, I'm confident that we will not only meet these goals, but also build a nation that serves the hopes of this generation and the aspirations of generations yet unborn. May God bless us all, and may God bless our homeland, Ghana. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. At this stage, we will delve straight into the question and answer session, which will be guided by the following rubric. There will be 1 question per questioner, and this is to ensure that we maximize the time. This program is supposed to last for 1.5 hours, and we are due to leave here at 9:30. I would also entreat you to avoid lengthy preambles to questions so that we can afford as many of you the opportunity to ask questions. There will be 5 batches of questioning with 4 questions in each batch. 2 microphones will be placed on either side of the middle row to enable these questions to be asked. So at this stage, I'll call on the ushers and stewards to position the microphones so that the questions could be asked. Okay, so the gentlemen on either side of the middle row are with the microphone. So if you want to ask a question, please put up your hand. You catch my attention, I will. All right, so There will be
before the question and answer session, Michael. We have heard from the president what he did say. This is just Neesim Bekaali crew having a bite on the media encounter held, presidential media encounter held by the president yesterday at the presidency, providing opportunities for questions and clarity to be made on certain situations that we are experiencing in this country. You're live on Neesim Radio 100.1 FM, online Facebook, we're live on Neesim TV/FM and YouTube Neesim TV. Michael, you have just heard the president speak there this morning. It was last night, but for the purposes of those who could not also monitor keenly, well, here you have it. We're bringing you that conversation this morning as well. But there are a number of things that the president did note. A few that I was able to take, because getting to grasp every fact that you need can be challenging sometimes. So some of the things that I was able to grasp was the lowest recorded ever from 23% in the and as of July 2025, we're seeing about 11%. This is definitely good. And over there, he also did mention that look, it is not just the numbers, it is that people are feeling it. And we have seen even some companies reduce the prices of their goods. Another he did say was on the side of education, in fact, I hope he said on the side of education, the no fee stress policy, which is for the first year public university students, says that over 120,000 students have benefited from this initiative, and this is definitely we're not going to burden students and parents on fees, going forward. And I think he did mention that something of that is also going to be done so that they look at the successful completion of students. He also did mention that persons with disabilities, in fact, for them, free tertiary teaching is already in place for them, and also on the side of the free senior high school, which he did say that others said that he was going to cancel or whatever. Well, it's still very much in force. It's still here, and even about the free senior high school, this time it's even more strengthened, and the highest budget it has recorded so far since the policy came to life is a total budget of 3.5 million. Okay, well, I didn't get what I was in CD on dollars. So far budgeted for that. So that is on the side of the free senior high school as well. He also talked about the 24-hour economy, which was one of the campaign promises that he hammered home a lot. He did mention that just yesterday or so, the 24-hour authority bill has been sent to Parliament, and definitely if that should go through, he's going to send that and it becomes a law where the 24-hour economy is set and running, right? But in some parts of the sectors we have in this country, others are already running. We know, like the port, where excavators are flying here and there, but it's going to the camp. It's going to the barracks and the camp, Yeah, the port we know is already running, and a few others as well. He also did mention about license for mining. No license has been approved since he took over. Yes, no license has been approved whatsoever on this. So he also mentioned that over 6 million sanitary pads have been distributed to primary and secondary schools to end period poverty. This is certainly great. This is certainly great. Over 6 million.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's wonderful. These are a few things I was able to grasp. I don't know what you were able to grasp.
Oh yeah, I think basically that's generally what he's talking about, and but LI 2462 has been my worry, and since yesterday I've been mentioning this. There's still not a clear cut. It doesn't define a role. Yes, there are so many things that he mentioned in that 30 minutes. And in the first place, I believe that speech was too much for us. We were not there for press briefing, actually.
Every media encounter,
No, every media encounter, it's not for you to be giving us that lengthy. It's for us to ask you questions, not for you to be.
It's a media encounter.
It's a media encounter for us to.
Press briefing can't.
No, you
can't. Press briefing can't be part of it. It's a media encounter.
Yeah,
he invited you. You didn't ask for it.
Yeah, you invited us. So let us ask you
yes,
the questions. You invited us to come and ask you questions, not for you to come. Not for you to come and then be telling us what it's like a State of the Nation's address. At a point in time. At a point in time,
because what you said
I was
here,
asking, it was a brief of everything that he's done in the last 8 months.
Yes.
And I was like,
this is
the State of the Nation. It's like a State of the Nation's address.
The State of Nation's address. Seems like that.
And he is not able to give us the clear cut to the fight against Galamsey.
I think we'll come there. When we get to the...
Yeah, the initiatives is mentioned. The sanitary part, that's what is mentioned. They've been able to do. That's good. What again mentioned?
No
fee stress. That's also something that they've done.
Strengthening the free senior high
school policy. That school free senior high school needs to be reviewed. It needs to be reviewed. We need to check it. It's not just about strengthening it.
I think he said review. Who said he was going to cancel it?
Who said? Classy.
People say he was going to be meant he was going to cancel it.
He really needs to.
It has to be reviewed.
It actually needs to be reviewed in a way that people it should be value for money. It should bring value for money or value for what it needs. Not just letting anybody get into it and then go out there and tomorrow we find so many unemployed SHS graduates out there
who cannot even speak English,
can't even write their name
and save their life.
That's it. You get it. So in as much as that's quite good. 8 months for what they've done. It's quite cool. We didn't know this thing, but the clear things is mentioned, especially in his campaign promise and all those stuff. He should do.
He also did mention, in fact, highlights a lot of oral, the activities of oral, their reports, and what is being done so far to recover all loot. To recover all loot that has. So if Bamia says, well, the president, please, we're trying to recover all the monies that.
No, you're trying to recover.
That should not. Tomorrow, yesterday, we're hearing baby sound, the national sound.
Yeah, thousand babies.
So we have to recover all those monies.
Yeah.
Yes,
so for the operation,
we need to recover all those monies. So don't say they are targeting. MPV. But you are just the immediate past government, so of course you'll be in hot waters. Anyway, so he highlighted a number of the issues, saying that Yoko, the Attorney General, and then maybe perhaps the Special Prosecutor, all having cases that they are looking at, and he mentioned some 80 individuals who are under investigations right now, helping with investigations and a lot more, a lot more. He mentioned some of the cases, the states against this person or the states against this.
I think he mentioned Edubuahin and
I mentioned Edubuahin, he mentioned Tioware, mentioned
that's the NSS scandal.
Yeah.
And then also this Ghana case so far. I think that one too was also mentioned. But I know we need action. We need action. We need to see monies retrieved. We need to see.
But you see, he did mention that once the legal, there was a term he used. The ones that was open, they're going to file in all these cases. So it will take time.
Okay, the legal year, when the legal year begins,
when the legal year begins, they're going to file in all these cases and stuff like that. So it has to go through a process. It's not just that you just get there, you are just taking them to court and
you're not saying that they should take,
or just jailing them because no, it has to go through the process. They must be given the right to prove themselves or whatever because they have the case, they have the evidence against you, so they also have the right to a lawyer and all of that to get their case heard before any other decision. If they don't do that, it will be the same ones to say they didn't allow for time for them to prove themselves. Yes, we will be the same people. We will be the same people. But let's ascertain, because you see, one thing about investigation and getting the matters through the right process. Look, you might be surprised that whether you can even get to know about a lot more other things you probably wasn't privy to. Because when the person involved, it's like if I don't open up this people, I'll be the only one. Let me mention this name was there, this was there, this that's the human life. When you are in trouble, I don't know.
But it's not everybody that operates like that too.
We do have a call. Do we pick calls?
I think we should.
Listen
to some of the questions that were posed, direct questions, and the response from the listener. Then when we come back, we can
let's pick this call.
Okay, if that's okay.
I don't know. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good morning.
No, that's not.
Nah, that's about.
No.
Okay. All right, let's go on. So we'll take the question and answer session, and then we will come back to continue the discussion on this one. So we this is our fellow squad. She also was there, and then he has been speaking as well. So he did say it was time for the question and answer session, and the president takes that.
One question per questioner. And this is to ensure that we maximize the time. This program is supposed to last for 1.5 hours, and we are due to leave here at 9:30. I would also entreat you to avoid lengthy preambles to questions so that we can afford as many of you the opportunity to ask questions. There will be 5 batches of questions with 4 questions in each batch. 2 microphones will be placed on either side of the middle row to enable these questions to be asked. So at this stage, I'll call on the ushers and stewards to position the microphones so that the questions could be asked. Okay, so the gentlemen on either side of the middle row are with the microphone. So if you want to ask a question, please put up your hand. You catch my attention now. All right, so we have the president of the Ghana Journalists Association who is supposed to embody your collective aspirations. So I would accord him the courtesy of asking the first question. So Mr. Jomfo, you may ask the first question. After which I see Kojo, and then the Moses
put it in place to improve working
and then one lady
in the state-owned media and also to provide relief for those in the private media.
Thank you.
Also, assault on journalists, Mr. President, are on the rise. And I know this is of great concern to you, as a journalist yourself and a proud member of the Inky fraternity. The Ghana Journalists Association would therefore like to know what your government is doing to address this disturbing trend. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Kojo, you may have the microphone now.
Good evening. My name is Kojo Prekodankwa, Kesben Media. In your remarks, you did touch on the issue of mining, and I want to commend your government with the achievements you chalked. But recently, we heard that Ghana Water Company is proposing almost about 280% increment in tariffs. One of the major reasons they raised has to do with galamsey and how it is affecting them to get us good or potable water. In this way, I would want to ask, Mr. President, would you then consider the argument that we should have the state of emergency when it comes to illegal mining? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kojo. I believe I called the Moses of Bloomberg. Yes.
Your Excellency, thank you very much. My name is Akol Moses, a correspondent of Bloomberg. Your Excellency, Ghana's economic indicators have turned into a positive trajectory, and buoyed by the ratings you also referenced and investor confidence. Do you think that that gives enough scope for you to go back to the international capital market, maybe for your first Eurobond after the defaults? Thank you.
Okay, so we'll take the final question in this batch from the lady whose hand is up.
Medase, Ediame Jeso, ene apina pukua, when near me wo, Adam Brand, Sadum TV, ena Adam FM. Masembisa Efa and Kania boy, and yenim say ECG, a proposed 225%. Yenim said me more and tumo by a base 2.45. In July, it was through by 14.75. Nini now see him say a bino one is so the 24 economy. Or the Bayejuma na Ghana for the Donya Mufaso. It is say ECG the 225% increment eba. Yenim hawa proposal no any hunkumudebe kone percentage of debatina. Ebeko Ghana for Benana company say ano yedin. Ye bisa se betumenya susanso ewo 24 economy no so Ghana for butum ena ebium saban be hwese obeso asne eye subsidy ama omanfo ho atoma na medase.
Yo medase. So His Excellency the President will field these questions at this stage. Thank you.
Thank you very much, President of GGME. Your question is a double question, one on remuneration and the other on assault of journalists. With regards to remuneration, I would say that it's not only journalists in the state-owned media who are dissatisfied with their salaries. Public service salaries are not living wages. I agree with the TUC that we must work towards a living wage. All of us are dissatisfied with the salary we get as public servants. The private sector offers better remuneration, but that's why we have to work together to grow the national cake so that we can pay ourselves better. And that is why there's agitation for cancellation of Article 71 in the Constitution, because we all must feel the pinch so that we can grow things together. But when you cushion a certain constitutional class and they have more cushy remuneration than the other people, then it creates a kind of discrimination between public service. And so our advocacy has been for an independent emoluments commission that would deal with the salaries and wages of all persons in the public sector so that we grow those wages together. In our first incarnation under Professor Mills, we established a single spine salary structure. And that salary structure was supposed to uniform out wages in the public sector so that the disparity would not be too wide. So if you are a secretary in GBC compared to a secretary in, say, Bank of Ghana, there will not be that very wide disparity. Unfortunately, the single spine atonsum because of the inability to maintain the discipline in public sector wages. Over the last 8 years, the group that is able to strike the most gets more addition to their wages than those that don't go on strike. And so the disparities have occurred again. And so we're in consultation with organized labor to see what we can do about reforming public sector wages. And I'm sure that if those wages are made better, journalists working in the public sector would also have an improvement in their remuneration. With the private sector, government does not have control there. And what happens is we have such a proliferation of private media that advertising revenue is not enough to be able to maintain the kinds of salaries that we all expect. Maybe if we had fewer, then the advertising revenue would go around and people can have more. But our constitution guarantees freedom to establish a media of mass communication. And so you cannot restrain how many radio stations you have or how many newspapers you have. And so it's something that we have to live with for a while. Natural competition will phase out the stations that are not competitive, and those that are able to survive will see that they're able to make more money from advertising. The main revenue for media all over the world is advertising. And so we'll see how that goes. I've condemned assaults on journalists in any form. Journalists are doing their job, and their job is to bring news to the doorsteps of our people and to inform them, educate and entertain them. And so at every event you will have journalists there. Unfortunately, some security personnel have developed a penchant for just harassing journalists. And so it's a matter of educating people. It's a matter of, sanctioning people who assault journalists. And I've been speaking with my president of GJA, saying that we're going to bring them together with the security agencies so that they must carry out an awareness amongst their people who provide security at events, that if you see a journalist at an event, he's also doing a job like you, the security person, are doing your job. And so you don't have the right to assault them or to manhandle them. And so we'll keep working at it. I mean, definitely, as a member of the GJA, a lifetime member of the GJA, there's no way I'll condone assault of journalists in any form. We do occasional review of tariffs. And when these tariffs are about to be reviewed, proposals are requested from the utility organizations. And so I noted that recently Ghana Water presented their proposal, and Electricity Company of Ghana also presented their proposal. It doesn't mean that the proposal they present is what is going to be implemented. We have the regulator, which is the PURC, that looks at all the factors, including the exchange rate, including the cost of production and all that, before they determine what increase in tariff is allowed. And so the fact that you hear that water company says they're going to increase by 200 and something percent does not necessarily mean that PURC is going to allow them to do that. Now, mean about Obusa ECG then also. The same for both utilities. ECG so I propose 200 and something percent, but I know interest PURC budget to say omuntimi into electricity tariffs musa. Ombeshe nyoma a core electricity production mu to say fuel nesa nyoma ni na ansana omahwe senior omo day tariff ni besi na MRP no at the frontier your tariffs akosro ne se nipa bebre entua enti wo hwe ECG say your case commercial and technical losses are almost 42%. I just say of electricity almost ton almost to me a home aketia of only about 58%. Na eno anka wiase afana bia ankasa edwuma ya se wo ye edwuma bia na bibia woton bia wonya just return of 58%. anka by now edwuma na gu nso akoya aban de se so na aban abeboa so na aban abeboa enti afi de yasesa omo hwe edwuma no so na yakenya omo se omo sorry na omo nante na nea onkrofo mu wia iram kania no ni adini na yencheche omo na yentwe omo aso efise se yen na etwa ebema eto no ebona fom enti edwuma ye beguso aye Bloomberg, yes, we're quite happy with the outcomes of the reforms that we have been implementing in the economy. And we have survived without going to the capital markets. We've survived without borrowing. Who could have thought some years ago that Ghana's economy could be run without going to the external market to borrow? And yet, we've survived. And so we shouldn't be in a hurry to go back to the capital market. All we've done is to reorder our expenditure and push funds to areas that are of priority. And so that's all we've done. Fiscal discipline, not spending money on wasteful, political interventions and all that. And that is already showing the successes in the market. I mean, we've gone from negative 3.4% on the primary balance to positive 1.1 as at now. And by the end of the year, we'll achieve the target. I'm sure we'll overachieve the target of positive 1.5. And so it's all about discipline in expenditure. And so for me as the president, I would not favor a quick return to the international capital market. I think we should go like this for a while and consolidate the economy before we look at external financing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Now, having taken a set of questions from this side, I would go to this side and take 4 more questions. Kamini, you may have the first shot.
Mr. President, Kamini Amano. I'm the host of TV3's Hot Issues. We look forward to your return to the iconic show. I want to talk about the local currency, the cedi. In the second quarter of the year, we saw a very bullish rise in the value of the cedi. We are not seeing the same in the third quarter. So far, we are told that it's lost about some 13%. When it was on its rise, the IMF had warned that the country was over-interfering, which is why we were seeing the performance. My question tonight is, Mr. President, did you manipulate the performance of the cedi? Is that why we are seeing the cedi fall as quickly as it is today? How do you explain this decline in value in such a short period of time? And what's the plan to revive it?
Thank you very much. Nana Mejakwa has the floor.
Patramidin Nana Mejakwa, TV. My question is oral. I'm saying, Mr. President, what can PFA oral? Now, the last accountability series, Attorney General, a statement in Pesemi Ridi Kakami quoting Kakranami to us the I wish to remind you of the fact that when I announced the Kwabena Edubwahi investigation, I was blunt in stating the fact that I am open to engaging in plea bargaining with those who have been investigated and found to have looted or stolen state resources. I mean no words about my intentions and will therefore not shut the door to any accused person willing to enter into negotiations with my office for purposes of reaching a plea agreement. Yenim se ya Criminal and Other Offences Procedure Amendment Act 2022 plea bargaining. But my question is say fight corruption. As Attorney General, State Attorney say we be na upon the atohonomwa. Say we loot state resource and as a fund, bra. Then we may negotiate. Does it mean say we beti as say sikana me fire no me tuya ye giant one na and they were honomwana. Me question no. That's
it. Justice from Shinwa News Agency.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. My name is Justice from China State Media Shinwa News Agency. Looking at the global trade crisis that was ignited by the United States President, people have been wondering what countries like Ghana would be doing as a response. But we realized recently that the Chinese government has actually granted all African countries a zero tariff into their market. What will Ghana be doing to take advantage of that for our trading to be boosted as a substitute to what we may have been losing from the United States side? Thank you.
Before I take the final question from here, let me indicate that we are joined by journalists from across the regions through the power of technology. So as and when the technical folks sit down me, I would ask them to also contribute to this question and answer session. Alfred, you may have the last word in this batch.
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. President. My name is Alfred Okanse. I work with TV3 as part of Media General. just on the back of the oral question that was asked by a colleague of mine. Over the weekend, we heard the General Secretary of your party indicate that there are some NDC lawyers who are cutting deals with some persons who are standing trial for acts of corruption. Is this statement one that you're minded by? And if you are, what are you going to do about this, especially because of how committed you are, as you indicated, to pursue oral because the Ghanaian people expect that you should do so? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alfred. Now we are joined by William Menta from Rich FM. So William, if you can hear me, you have the floor.
Okay, so my name is William Menta from Asimfosu based Rich FM Central Region. And Mr. President, Central Region is known as the heartbeat of education and tourism. Yet our people still struggle with unemployment and underdeveloped infrastructure. What specific steps is your government and our strengths into real jobs and opportunities for the youth? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. You may answer this question, sir.
Thank you very much. The first question is about the rise in the value of the city. We recognize a very steep appreciation in the value of the city in response to the reforms that we were carrying out. And for those of you who listened to me, there was one occasion where I said, people were asking whether it will go below 10. And I said, it is dropping, but it will find its true value. It was undervalued at 16, and it probably is overvalued at 10. But somewhere between there, we have the real value of the city. And so I believe that it is about stopping rapid depreciation of the currency. Almost every currency would realize either depreciation or appreciation in the course of a year. But when you have steep depreciation of about, like we had in 2024, 25% depreciation in the currency in the first half of the year, it makes planning difficult. And so, yes, Bank of Ghana has been intervening in the forex market, but they've withdrawn. And what happened was that because of the rapid appreciation in the value of the cedi, we saw an exponential increase in imports, because then people could buy cheaper dollars and so they could import more, which is a natural economic phenomenon. But on the other side, exporters are not happy because they get less cedis for what they export. And so every country tries to find out a balance where exporters are able to do good business and importers are not overburdened by high forex rates. Where that lies, I don't know. I'm not a central bank. But the cedi is making an adjustment, and I believe that it will settle at a certain rate, and we will make sure that any depreciation that occurs in the value of the cedi is within a margin of about 5% per annum. That is what we target. And so for now, there's still speculation. It's also coincided with a period where we saw a reduction of 50% in remittances, because citizens in the diaspora were taken aback by the rapid appreciation of the cedi. And so if somebody was building a house, if he was going to send $100,000, it meant that he was losing a certain percentage of that 100,000. And most of them would decide to adopt a wait-and-see attitude and say, oh, no, as for cedi, it's not possible that the cedi can regain its value to that extent. By all means, it will go up again. So I'll hold back my remittance until the cedi goes back up. So we saw a 50% reduction. But there were also some other factors. There were some money transfer companies that were collecting cedis abroad and not repatriating collecting dollars abroad and not repatriating the dollars. There were other which we're investigating, there were other cases where people applied through the commercial banks for foreign exchange to cover imports. And those monies are transferred to pay for imports, but the imports never came into Ghana. And we've studied a period of 4 years, and over the period of 4 years, about $42 billion was taken out of this country without the corresponding imports coming into the country. And so we started sanctioning some banks, and soon we'll start interrogating some individuals who ostensibly took money out against imports but never brought those imports. We want to know what happened and if there was wrongdoing to sanction whoever it is. While we work to stabilize our economy and improve the value of our currency, we must protect that currency, because a strong CD is good for all of us. But when that happens, some people try to take advantage of it. We should all condemn anything like that. FR investigations now with regards to oral. Senya Okayano, MPP Abresomo de Shishebi by IEMRA se Abani Wudi FR case bi ho se ebia wafesika na bibia o akwenya obetimi aka se yo ene aban case na mode ekwedu amode bomeno me sande sika na se agudie bia na se bibia mode bomi kwedu no me sande aba se ne be ya bomfa menkoto how do they call imprisonment. If you are Simon Faming got to if you are say, Enti Yamra a daho, Enti Obia Yabon Quedubia, a war to me say, Obeka say you, and yen chasso na memfa say imra na yenjai sa you know. Enti no, and ye a bang and a beka, a nipa yadana kujina court. And so say Oka say, oh, Munjai asem numu, na memfa say imra na say. Agudie bia me fire me san famra na se japade bia me fire me san famra na se bibi aban wa kwenya se yebeka se de bi enje na yebeto aso any case no enti ejina case no ene ni anipa ne ye enti still aban wo to me say even though wako emra na se aka se me pese me san ede bibi bema aban na aban eja case no mu aban betimi aka se de bi yempe yenje enti eno a case by case se o sheda ede adwembone ewia yesika a echese eso a yenyina echese I don't know how to explain it. I just say, I bought a buying and answer on my car. You would to me say, because I am pet near what day bano. Na ya do back to if you say. But Nibe will raise no case. Now, what then go to if you say, 1 hour better than a man, 1 hour better or Yara out the Nebeco hospital. And he said, we are Sika na Okaso or Sandy with Sika Bemawa. And who on for so say Yabeji Sika Chen say Yadi Nipan Bequifia Saint no dear Attorney General and a Beshe no account near here. With regards to trade tariffs and China, zero tariffs, it's an incentive for us to export into the Chinese market. And we need to look at the items that China imports and see where we have a comparative advantage to be able to take up those imports. I know that China imports a lot from the US, and there's a trade tariff war between US and China. So China is looking for alternative markets to import those items. And so they import a lot of meats from the US, they import a lot of maize from the US, and other agricultural products. And so if we have arable land and we're in a position to expand our production, then the zero tariff will make meaningful sense. Then we can take advantage of it. But it is just a figure if we are not able to respond and be able to export into the Chinese market. But I think that it offers an opportunity for diversification of markets. Nobody wins tariff wars. It's unfortunate that America has appended the whole world trade system. We all work towards a rules-based trading system. It took years of negotiation from Rio to Doha round and all that. And eventually, reasonable tariffs were agreed between countries. Countries like Africa enjoyed zero tariff into the US because we were in the developing world. And so it was a concession that US gave. And what you receive in exchange is soft power that, you know, a lot of people have a good disposition towards the US because the US has been kind to Africa and all that kind of thing. But in comes President Trump. He has a more transactional mindset. And he says that the US has been taken for granted for a long time. And so even countries like Ghana in Africa, he slapped a 15% tariff on us from zero tariff. And so AGUA is technically dead. It was due for renegotiation. Diversification of markets.
Giving the opportunity for clarity questions on various issues that journalists and media people have on their minds.
The world trade system.
And of course, certainly going to clear some of the issues that a lot of people are. Michael, so far so good for you? So far so good for you on this?
Yeah, well, he has said it. So some of the questions were quite answered well. Some of them too well. We like to see. Yeah. The CD, with regard to the CD and finding its real value. You know, this government really campaign on the depreciation of the CD, and I was also surprised to hear that the finance ministry or Bank of Ghana was rather intervening and making I don't know whether it was here that I mentioned earlier sometime that if the city goes up very well so much, it will definitely also have an effect on us.
If it goes down
too low to the balance needs to be
balance. So that's what they are now trying to do.
So that's what they are trying to do.
Find the balance in between, so that it stays there.
Yeah, so that it stays there. So we actually don't even know the real actual value of the city to the dollar as of now, because in the first 3 months, 4 months, what they did was to, I don't know, but you see, when it becomes that, it's not good for businesses, because there was a point in time in this country where we're told that because the dollar has come down, which has become one of the major factors to increment of goods and products in this country. People should reduce their products. People should reduce their items. The cars fares should be reduced and all those stuff. But here's the case: we don't even have this one doesn't also give the businessman the headway to projecting and planning their business. So if I'm a businessman and I want to come and invest in Ghana, I want to start a business in Ghana, because we've not actually identified the real value of the dollar. I'll be very skeptical coming to pop in my money into the system. So they should work out on it. Let's get to know if currently the dollar is about 12 cedis.
The cedis are
the ceiling, yes, to a dollar. It's currently about 12 cedis to a dollar, and let's know if it's going to peg at 13. The real value is going to be at 13. If it's going to be at 12 or 11, we should about 10. It's unrealistic. 11 is quite also not realistic. It went up to 17 some time ago. Yeah, so we should be looking at 13, 14 at least. It should be the real value. Then we can work with it. And we know it's stable.
Because 13, 14, that would be still quite high for us.
It's quite high.
At least 12 is fine.
Well, that's our projection.
Anything above 13,
Because there are factors, and
I know,
in the
I know,
place
but
where
I'm saying if they can, they should leave it there because
they can don't do anything about it. It's the way to perform, and that's what. But the government can't really do much about it because that I think IMF also had to intervene to ask the Bank of Ghana to stop the intervention. You get it? So it was like it became like it was a cooked fee. The thing is bad, pintimamento kind of something that came up. But to so far so good. So far so good.
Yeah, let's I don't know if you're listening to us and you might want to add a thing or two, you might have an opinion and you want to have a say on this particular matter. In fact, in various matters, right? Yeah. If you did listen to it yesterday, if not, what we have played for you as well. If you have some issues about it or you want to add an opinion, please make sure you're calling us on 036 21957111 036 21957111. If you're listening to us, 036 21957111. He's spoke on a lot of issues. Touch basically, just as you say, it's more like a State of the Nation's address.
Yeah. That was not what we expected. That's not what you called us to ask questions. No, you called us to ask us questions. Well, asked to ask you questions.
It wasn't a press conference. It's not a press conference.
That's why he shouldn't have been talking.
That's why he should have been talking. Media encounter.
So in the media encounter, you are giving us the State of the Nation.
We're telling you what we have. You also ask what you have.
No.
It is as simple as that.
No, he should start. He should have spoken.
It is as simple as that.
It was
presidential media encounter.
No.
This is not a press conference.
No, even press conference. Then talking that much, that lengthy. That's
what I'm saying. It is not a press conference. Press conference, you don't talk too much.
No, the press conference he can talk. That one he has he calls the press to come and then he gives this thing. He gives updates and then go back. This one you are giving updates.
Questions will be asked.
Questions will be asked. It's not even a press conference that he asks questions, right? It's not a press conference that he asks questions. But this one, you call the media, it's media engagement.
Exactly.
But you end up doing a State of the Nation address.
It's not State of the Nation.
No, it's a State of the Nation.
Let's leave it at that.
Because 30 minutes.
Let's leave it at that.
Like, 30 minutes you are talking and you've done this all sector, you're talking. Yes,
God.
But let us ask you the specific questions.
And they did give time for that, did they not?
Oh, they gave time, but the time that they used,
they gave the time.
Those times could have been used to ask questions. There are a lot of people that
they gave the time.
Classy. There are a lot of people that had questions to ask that have these things to ask on there. But you wasted all the time and then all this stuff. I think we have a call on the line.
Hello. Oh, okay. Please try calling again. 036 2195711 036 2195711 from wherever you're listening to us from and also watching it over our Facebook. You can do call us on our numbers 036 2195711 036 2195711. Michael, so a number of issues that were discussed also on oral and its activities. There were some explanations given to that as well. And any other areas you want to highlight on this?
Oh well, maybe basically with the specifics. It's just I don't know where to even start. Place them, but basically it is what it is. What he has to say is what he has said. He has given his commitment. He's shown his commitment to how do we call it, making things work out well for us as a country, and we'll look at it. It's too early for me. That's why I'm so
8 months is still early.
Oh, it's still early. Okay. It's still early. Like they have to find their feet and then all this stuff. But yeah, they need to find their feet and still put things in place. So it's too early to put them to a strict scrutiny and ask some questions. Sometimes you ask some of the questions or raise some of the things, and you are like, hey, it's quite early. It's not viable at the time. So basically,
we'll have to say goodbye now. At this point, yeah, basically.
Oh yeah, you have to say goodbye.
Oh, basically, we have to say goodbye. You were on the floor. I thought you were on to conclude on that.
All right. So, well, that's we have to say goodbye. So, thanks for joining us.
7 minutes after 9.
Thanks for joining us here this morning. Go on in tomorrow. We'll be back. To give you more. We'll find time. Some of the issues that are popping up too. But it's Damba, so we are our mind is Damba.
Our mind is Damba.
So let's Damba ourselves with peace, with love, and with unity. Let's forgive. It's a festive season, so let's all bygones be bygones. Sleeping dogs should lie, and let's start afresh. Let's start with a new page with a new energy and vibe. Let's build that bond together. Great. Dumbo Festival going out to everybody.
So your pale, that's what I would say. And you say nah. That's what you say.
Nah.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for being part of today's edition of Neesim Bekaali on Neesim TV and radio. I am here for Caribbean Classical Oni. Michael, you should know, Denani, Mickey One. It's been quite exciting. We'll come your way again tomorrow. It's Friday. We'll come your way with another edition of Neesim Bekaali on Neesim TV and radio 100.1 FM. Russia continues on Neesim radio 100.1 FM. And of course, working towards getting the TV back on for you. Once the upgrade is done, be sure that we'll bring you some more exciting programs on there as well. Good morning.
Ami zomo kama lekole shera ne ko favole to so kusonga kama kula wala nyanga myemba telebela mama yandu manene kama yunda ya yule kama kunda ya yine kama tunda kambwana njuka peshura yandu manene kama yunda ya yule kama kunda ya yine kama tunda kambwana njuka peshura kanima give me grace, Morning zoom and travel and tabacani mama. Give me grace, I'm a go catch and well pum canny mama. Give me grace, I love it, come on, canny mama. Give me grace, no bends it on a number, canny mama. Swim bend and gummy. Bamba Damale. Kangobela ashele Ronya le yandu makumire Yandu mataka ni mama Mbwane dala yele mama Vija kandumbe na biare mama Kakata hiti mapati ni militana Yandu mataka ni mama Mbwane dala yele mama Vija kandumbe na biare mama Kakata hiti mapati